anything to study for tonight. I'm just gonna relax. I was really angry with the whole situation initially, but I'm good now. I'm just like, whatever. I'm good. And it's like, I'm not too concerned about the negative publicity that she's trying to, and because, you know, even people that haven't known me for like a long time, just being around me for a little bit, you know that I'm not the kind of person that she's trying to paint me to be. So sometimes I wonder sometimes I wish I would have played it like a Hopkins, or, like I wonder what my high school career would have been if I started off young playing against, bigger, stronger competition. But I mean, it is what it is. I enjoyed my experience in Maranatha. And it's funny, I go back now and I still feel like a celebrity. Or I'll go to grad parties for kids that, my family still knows. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I thought, what are you doing these days? I remember when you used to, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's fun. Yeah, Jacqueline broke it last year. Which is okay, I was happy for her. I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I can't believe she broke my record, I'm so upset. No. I was happy for her. Until my senior year of college. And Kelsey Plum is not very pleasant, so she's kind of rude about the whole, like Jackie was very vocal about being excited for her, like, about breaking the record, and Chelsea Plum is just not very nice. But, even if Jackie Styles' record got broken, then why can't my rebounding record get broken? And I'm glad I went to Maranatha. Just overall, the education, the environment, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it weren't for that background. So I'm thankful. But it's just, sometimes you wonder, like, what could have happened with that.
Okay.
I was a dork in high school. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Well, yes, in different and more. I'm a different kind of dork now. I was just like, I don't know what the word is. I was dorky. I was just goofy. Like I was even looking at some pictures, just pictures. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was such a little nerd. But it's like, as you age, you mature. So, and I feel like I was a lot more shy too when I was in high school. But getting out of Minnesota, going to a, D1 bigger public college got me out of my shell, and even the way I handled interviews in college was definitely more different. My coaches used to watch that interview, like my coaches at Missouri State. They used to give me such a hard time. Oh, because they were like, oh my gosh, you were so like innocent and just like sheltered and oh man, good times. Yep, I'm good. Yeah, it's very hard. I usually have to order them, well, I usually have to order them online. For the most part. Or it's like, there will be shoes, but they won't be the ones that I want. Like the style that I want will only run up to like a 10 or a 9 or, And then it also ends up being more expensive a lot of the time. But sometimes I get lucky. I found Nordstrom's Rack in Maple Grove. I've had a lot of luck there. Oh, wow. Wow. Is it Brian Cosgrove, right? Right. That's true. Yes, I do remember that. I remember I was trying to get back to the locker room, but it's just kind of like, I wasn't really used to that yet. Yeah, going to D1 sure did change that. And man, I remember my first game before the season started. Yeah, it was Halloween. I remember like running onto the court and seeing all these, because we had pretty high attendance. Missouri State is like one of those women. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of her dream job. So she went back there. But the new coach that took over, she's actually Nigerian. She's Igbo, same tribe as me. First African American, yeah, head coach for Emmy's team at Missouri State. But she came from Michigan State. She was the first assistant at Michigan State. So she's coming from a bigger school. I think they're going to be good this year. The medical field, yeah. I did have about a few months, my junior year of high school, where I thought I was going to go into criminology. I was like, I'll go to criminology and then I'll be a lawyer. But that's just because I was watching too much Law and Order. Not anymore. I had a phase where I watched a lot of that stuff. I applied to Augsburg and St. Kitts, so those are the only two schools that are in Minnesota. But honestly, I'll go anywhere I get in, but I almost prefer to get out of state again, just to experience something new. And I don't want to go back to no, that's not it. I just want to try something new. Like, I'm still young, and I don't want to go back to Springfield because it's just gonna be different now from, how I remember Springfield is with like all my friends and all my people there, and it's not very diverse, and I'm big on diversity, so especially not the grad. Undergrad definitely is because like there's people from St. Louis, Kansas City, different parts of Arkansas, but grad programs, medicine-based grad programs are not very diverse. So I applied to Morehouse in Atlanta. Yeah, so that I would love to go down there. My auntie lives down there, so I would have family as well. So yeah, I'd say just based on that, that's my number one choice right now. It's Morehouse. Morehouse is number one, followed by, I'm applying to school in Tennessee that I wouldn't mind going to. And then everywhere else is just whatever. Those are my top two. Out of the 7. I went to 7 schools. No, you weren't freaking me out. Oh, why'd they do that? They're really getting after it. It's like, as a coach at the high school level, I feel like you can't really fault them for that, you know? Man, I miss basketball sometimes. I have a friend that plays with some guys that play in semi-pro teams, and I played with them once. No, I scored a couple times. There's some big guys, and they're intense. But I did score a few times. I want to go play with them again sometime soon because I don't know. The last couple of weeks I've been like, wow, I really miss it. So, probably when I'm done with my summer class here in a couple of weeks, I'll try to start going over and playing with a friend. Yeah, so the earliest I would start would be January. Right. Yeah, I'll be around for at least another 4 months. 4.5 months. I've watched the video, that's the funny part. Yeah, it's okay. A lot of people don't. Throughout my college career, I don't even think our home broadcaster, Tom, I don't think, he said my first name, right? Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like I said, our home, what's it called? Announcer guy. Literally, I was there for 4 years, and he never got my name right. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Even some of my coworkers still say my name wrong. I'm just like, whatever. I don't feel like correcting people anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily I was in the same boat where my parents were very, especially my mom, very pro. Try whatever you want. Try everything. See what you like. Once you find something you like, stick with it. I played soccer in elementary school, then I stopped. I played volleyball 1 year in high school, and then it was just basketball the rest of the time. Drama sure is everywhere. Sure is. No, I airballed a free throw against Mizzou. In college, I airballed a free throw against Mizzou at Sprint Center, which is like the equivalent of Target Center in Missouri. Oh God, that was funny. But in high school, state tournament actually at Target Center. I don't remember if it was. I think it was my junior year. I was shooting a free throw, and I accidentally dribbled the ball off my foot, and then I stepped into the lane to get it, which obviously you can't do. So I don't know what I was thinking. I think it's because I took NyQuil the night before. That's what I blame it on. Yeah, I was a little out of it. And the refs were kind of confused because I think they were like, did she just They were like, okay, well that's a turnover. No, I didn't even miss the free. I think I made the first one, and then the second one I was dribbling, and I accidentally dribbled it off my foot. Like went into the lane, and I like stepped to get it, and it was a lane violation to get the ball when I dribbled it off my foot. Good times. Fun. That was a fun little weekend. Do they still do that? Right, that you didn't know about. No, it's okay. Right, exactly. I'm not any of those things that she was. No, not at all. In my family, she brought into it. My grandpa, make it sound like. I remember she made a post like a couple weeks later. Was it a couple weeks later? Maybe it was a week later. That was like just some extra post. Hashtag, or it was like keeping something about like hashtag pray for her, hashtag for my success. But she was saying pray for she was just really trying to cover her tracks. That's what was happening. I'm still not. I can't believe she was trying to offer me $50 a month for 7.5 years. To pay me for 7.5 years, it's just probably not gonna cut it for me. I think it would cut it for anybody. And something that I noticed is that instead of actually putting like a set number of, or like an amount of money on her flyer for this new pageant, she put winner gets lots of attractive prizes. Yes, it did. My tribe has this festival every year across the street, actually, at North Hennepin. It's called Igbo Fest, and yeah, she had a tent there, and I saw like the pictures for the Miss Nigeria or whatever, and I just looked over there. Like I wasn't actually gonna go over and like. I just looked over there, and then one of the girls that was like promoting it with her came up to me and was like, "Oh, you should sign up for it, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, I'll put my name down, like just not to actually be in it, but like they were just asking people for their contact information so they could reach out to them later and see if they're interested." And so I put down my contact information, and then Vanessa called me, and then I thought about it, talked to my family about it a little bit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, why not, go for it." And so that's how I did it. And I won, and I got paid. There's some people that would have literally like probably come for her life. My family's just very classy and respectful, and we handle things. Yeah. And so that's why it especially like was very disappointing to me that she said all those negative, like she said my mother was a prostitute, for crying out loud. Like, what? Who says that? That's so disappointing that she did it. And then she has some audacity asking you, that's why I know she's crazy. She's asking you to do the next pageant when she hasn't even paid you from the first one. And yeah, it'll inspire them, but the crooked people behind the organization. Yeah, I can last a couple more. Yeah, I don't know. That would be cool. Actually, well, it's just that I don't know the people that are in charge of that. That would be good for the community to get it covered somehow. I wonder who it. Huh. If I get any contact. No, my college coach actually told me, he was like, he's my assistant coach was my head coach's husband. He was like, you could dunk, it's just you're always, because I'm a very, like I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm always in my own head. So he was like, if you just didn't think about it, like I guarantee you could dunk. Like I've seen you go up for some rebounds and like you're above the rim. So I probably could have, but I never actually considered doing it. I could, but I didn't. Again, I don't know, I just wish I college. I'm just way more like laid back and like not well relative to how I was before. I'm more laid back and I don't really think as much. I still think. Like that? That's true. That is true. That would be cool. That would have been cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which is cool. Yeah. 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 I actually met her for the first time. I want to say it was 4th or 5th grade. And she was at one of the Janet Cartman camps. I'm not sure if you remember Janet Cartman. Yeah, she was. She had a camp that my mom put me in, and that's when I met Leah for the first time. But she probably doesn't remember that. I just remember meeting her. It's funny how those connections, you make those connections. Okay, like that? Okay. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, they do. They do that. That was after I think it was after my senior year that they put that in. I'm still upset about it to this day. That game was BS. Those refs were on BS, and I just don't even. I was so upset. Yeah, it was Ada Borg who we played. It is. It is. Yeah, I would be a certified physician assistant. So depending on what specialty I choose, if I decide to be general surgery, I'd be in the operating room operating with the physicians. It's whatever I decide. So, but I'll be certified and I'll be making good money and seeing patients and. Oh wow. Yeah, definitely. As long as my schedule permits, I would love to. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Getting too relaxed on me.
Oh,